Days Gone has been referred to, and I quote, as having repetitive missions and very samey jobs. Now, needless to say that none of these games are repetitive too. These games have all been hailed for many aspects that Days Gone actually has an implementation of. So shouldn't Days Gone be an absolute smash hit? Well, let's find out why the reviewers are so wrong about Days Gone. Days Gone follows protagonist Deacon St. John on his journey to find out what happened to his wife. I felt the pace and interaction during the cutscenes was interesting and clever. I knew from the get-go where I was and why I was headed in the direction of the plot that Deacon had never lost hope on finding answers about his late wife Sarah. With comments from reviewers finding the dialogue between the bride and groom bland, just seems like nitpicking. As further in the story, your flashback helps you learn that this is actually something that a biker-to-be-wed would say at their ceremony. And in the scene in question, it also seems to have taken him aback, which clearly portrays a great dynamic between the couple. Other characters throughout the game, like Boozer, his best friend, of whom you spend a lot of time ensuring of his well-being, and characters from other camps such as Ricky, of whom you'll meet later in the game, have great stories to tell. You'll enjoy their banter, encounters on missions, and growing bonds. The world of Days Gone has been referred to as sparse. In my opinion, it's wild, unforgiving, eerie, and overnight, just haunting. The dynamic weather shifts feel real-time and it can vary between map locations. There is long-lasting rain and storms that attract the freakers from their nests, and that's not to mention venturing out of a night when the hordes are looking for prey. The dark, beautiful landscape and sky make for a breathtaking game. The areas of snow which are introduced later in the game are simply stunning. Bodies will soon become overcovered in thick layers of snow falling right in front of your eyes. This depth in animation is simply amazing, and it astounds me that people have criticised the game for looking bland. I can't help but feel that they got this completely wrong. In this world there will be killer animals, freakers of different assortments, and humans that are pure evil. Jump scenes are aplenty, and I found myself having a few minor screams whilst playing. The game tends to keep you on your toes. As you progress, you'll learn more about the freakers and how they came to be, their movements, and how they are different from a normal style of zombie game. I felt the variety of different enemies in a post-apocalyptic world is portrayed very well. Another quote from the IGN review highlights the human enemies as being bad for bad sakes, and this literally makes no sense at all. In a post-apocalyptic world, it's either kill or be killed. The marauder camps, rippers, and characters within your group that turn on you would be no other way in a world that's out to kill you. The caption for this game is, "The world is out to kill you," and it lives up to all of those expectations. Nests are areas of congregating freakers. They build these nests to hibernate during the day. Whilst travelling across the map, you'll come across them in each region, and by clearing these areas, you will open fast travel, which will save you time in the long run. Always have Molotov cocktails at the ready. The hordes are massive groups varying of 20 to hundreds of freakers moving in unison to kill you. They move at a rapid and terrifying pace, hurtling towards you until you either stand and fight, lure them into set traps, or run. I have to admit that I found this aspect of the game exhilarating and frightening at the same time. I almost felt that I avoided them until I was strong enough to take them on. Crafting different weapons and attractor bombs certainly help alongside burning them with Molotov cocktails. Hordes are a blast to take down, but for your best success, try doing this of a day. The stealth elements give me vibes of all-time great games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Metal Gear Solid. Hiding and attacking enemies is key to survival in this world, or at least prolonged survival. I also enjoyed a very MGS gameplay style of hiding in the bins to escape your enemies. Taking cover in this way until they cool down is a great addition to the survival. A pretty heavy element to the game is ensuring that you loot and loot a lot. Be on the lookout for any cars, trucks, police and ambulance vehicles. If you see these, you should try and pick up scrap, ammo or materials. If you don't, you may find yourself unable to fix your bike or craft items at critical points. Out of all the items you pick up, the different melee weapons are by far my favourite. The hand-to-hand combat is executed perfectly in Days Gone. Just remember to always repair your melee along the way. Deacon can upgrade something as simple as a baseball bat to a hard-hitting, nail-crushing weapon. That's a hell of a lot of fun to swing around. Some reviewers haven't enjoyed the fragility of your bike and weapons in Days Gone. I just want to be clear that most people praise this aspect of Breath of the Wild, making this game more realistic and teaching you to have the right weapons for combat. Wouldn't this be the same principle? I personally felt that this aspect of the game is well executed and gave me a hell of a rush when I found myself stuck with no parts and a broken bike. Using the bike to travel across Oregon is fun, and I just want to mention that at the start of the game you will need to build your bike back up. By upgrading your bike at camps, you're able to take on more impact damage and add a larger fuel tank and an ammo bag. These are all fun aspects to work towards, and it didn't become a chore for me to complete camp tasks. For those trophy hunters out there, the game has a bunch of fun and challenging ones up for grabs. The 46 trophies to be completed throughout the campaign will see Deacon's skill set upgraded along with the weapons and stealth maneuvers. The Platinum, which I'm working on now, is challenging but fun and has definitely helped me understand each aspect of the game's features without being insanely difficult. It's also worth mentioning the outstanding soundtrack by Nathan Whitehead for Days Gone. The love poured into these tracks made me feel moments of sadness for Deacon. The songs selected for pivotal moments in this game also shook me. Again, I wish for no spoilers in this review, but the music is outstanding from start to finish. Now let's get to the ugly part of the game. I've played close to 60 hours of Days Gone, and the frames have dropped on the odd occasion on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which would be around 3 to 5% of the total gameplay time. This shouldn't sway people from buying and trying this game, as it's only been such a small portion of my experience. I will agree though that it should have been a little bit smoother at launch. There has been a recent patch release for Days Gone, and playing the game for a second time on the base PlayStation 4, I've only found that a few dips have occurred whilst streaming. The audio and out of sync issues thus far I've luckily only experienced once. However, I do believe that Sony Ben Studios will be addressing this shortly. I have found Days Gone to be exceptionally fun to play, and I've not found myself to be bored completing any of the challenges. The game does miss something that I can't quite put my finger on, but all in all, it's a fantastic PlayStation exclusive that deserves to be named as one of those you try before you die type of games. Yes, it's long. It's taken 50 odd hours to complete, but it was far more exciting than other games out there. It takes the best parts of the most popular games in the past few years and incorporates a very intuitive control pad menu system and simplifies what could have been an overly complex combat system. I feel that Sony Ben Studio has done a remarkable job on Days Gone. So all in all, I give this game a 9 out of 10 and make up your own mind for yourself. The game is terrific and worth the investment of time.